What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Silent Podcast, the place where everything but silent. I'm your host, Isaiah, and we're here for our first Big Brother podcast of the year, where we are going to be ranking the top 10 New Age Big Brother players from seasons 23 to 27. Very excited. It's been a while. We just got done with Traders coverage, and it's Survivor season, but I don't cover Survivor. I'm just looking for something to talk about. So we're here. I'm happy. It's going to be very fun. If you're watching this live or watching this later on down the road, please like, comment, and subscribe. Every little bit helps. I'm with the bounce check crew. Very excited. So, Katie, how are you doing at this? What time is this? 8:19. How are you doing?
8:19. Very exact. I'm doing good. I feel like I'm having a little bit of I'm like secondhand embarrassment for myself on the players that I picked, but I'm excited to talk about them. It's been so long since we talked about Big Brother, so I'm excited to get into it and debate on the game. I miss it.
All right. And I'm also back with Janelle. Janelle, what's going on?
I am excited to talk as well. I just threw that list together. I don't know how well. It's a lot to think about, all the players and who's the best and why. And trying to keep my personal opinion and perspective about them out of it is extra challenging for me personally, but we'll see how it goes.
All right. So I actually had everybody here send in a list of 10 people from Big Brothers, from seasons Big Brother 23 to 27, ranking them from best to worst. What I did was I took all three of our lists and I compiled them into a point system. So if you put it at the top, that means you think that they're the best. You put it at the bottom, you think that they're worst. Top means 10 points. That means ninth, 9 points, and so on and so forth, meaning if you put them at the bottom, they only get 1 point. Now, there's a lot of people who did make it on the list, and there's a lot of people who didn't make it on the list. So I know everyone here got confused when I was explaining it, but that's what I mean. I basically calculated with my point system what the ranking would be based off of what everybody did. So we're going to just go with the vibe. We're going to see how it ended up, and we'll discuss how someone did, how they didn't do, and if we feel like they should really be there, Do we have any questions, guys? What's going on, Moses, in the chat? I hope you're having a good day. Do you guys have any questions before we continue?
No.
All right, cool. All right, so before we talk about the actual 10 people, we're going to rank. I'm going to tell you who didn't make the list, and you guys can say if you are shocked or surprised or if you agree or not. So
this means none of us ranked them.
No, it means that somebody ranked them, and I'll tell you who ranked them, but they just didn't have enough points to get the top 10. So at the very bottom of the list, and he was only on my list, it's Matt Klotz, who was runner-up of the same season as Jack, so he got 1 point. Let's see.
I was allowed that you ranked that man. Are you kidding me?
It was me.
I literally said, "Who is that?" Who's Matt?
How could you rank Matt? Oh, Lord.
Listen, I just had to do it with the people. There's just not a lot of good. There's a lot of good and a lot of bad, but there you go.
I'm dead.
All right. Let's continue on. Wait, Mary, the trade stream is over.
It is.
Catch it. Me and Katie just covered the Traders finale. If anyone wants to watch it, it's in the stream after this. Anyway, or before this. Anyway. All right. So Matt Klotz went unranked with 1 point. The next one, only on Katie's list, Hannah Chada, 2 points.
I wanted to put her on so bad, but my list is full of similar, like you'll see, it's full of women. So I was like, oh, I love Hannah though.
I'm gonna say I could only come up with 9, so Hannah was a last minute ad, but she was not last on my list. I will say that.
Yeah, she's a great player. Like
she is. Hannah. I just think my list, as you guys see, is going to be very Big Brother 23 heavy. So I didn't want to put another Big Brother 23 person on, but I had to show her some love.
Yeah.
All right. The next person who did go undrafted, very close to making mine, but didn't make it, with 2 points, just like Hannah, is Mackenzie. So Mackenzie on Janelle's list was number 9 on Janelle's list. Another person that, let me see, this was actually Janelle's list, only on Janelle's list, that also didn't make it with 3 points is Michael Bruner. A winner, the only winner not to make the list at all that was on both me and I believe Katie's list. I put him at number 2, and Katie put him at number 10. Was Jag with 3 points. So Jag did not make the list, and he is a winner, which was very interesting. And I'm kind of shocked by that one based off of the landscape, but hey, that's how the ball.
He didn't make it, even though you put him on number 2. So he got 9 points from you. He was number 2.
He was second to last.
Oh, so he's 9 on your list.
And
okay, so he got
last.
2 points from you and 1 point from me. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Janelle didn't rank him at all,
and didn't make the.
And Janelle didn't rank Jag at all.
Listen,
so
I had to include him. I wasn't happy about it, but I had to do it.
I couldn't. I was thinking about the whole front half of the game, and then when he ran against a bunch of old women, that didn't require much but winning competitions. I just couldn't do it.
I mean, he that back half of that season was his. That was his.
He dominated competitions trading with Matt. There wasn't he didn't first half
2 back-to-back
it was not good.
No, he I mean, he was eliminated.
Yes, exactly.
So there's that too.
And then lastly, this person was 1 point away from making the list, and he was only on my list, which I don't know. I'm not that shocked.
Ranked him high, I guess.
I did. It was Monty. So Monty from 24.
I contemplated him too, but I couldn't do it.
So there you go.
Where was he on your list that he?
That's a good question. Let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, number 5. So there you go.
Wow.
Your face is crazy.
That is really a choice. Like I would have put Turner on the list before I would put Monty.
That is crazy.
Sorry.
That is crazy. That's insane. I agree with you, Moses. I do think he's a tad bit underrated, and he was pretty solid that season. He just made a terrible finale choice. If he did not take Taylor, he would have won the season, which is why he made my list. But
I do think that, like, my hatred for him aside, I do think he was a solid player. Like, I can't deny that.
I don't remember one thing he did that stuck out to me as like a move.
It was him.
Also true.
They made the leftovers. He also
but it wasn't just him. I mean, more Kyle than anything.
For sure, but it was both of them because obviously at the end of the day they threw him out of there, and I think he really repurposed most of the power. No, this isn't the Monty podcast. Different conversation. But there you go.
It's not.
Look, you guys, I think that I would put Kyle on there before I put Monty.
Me too.
That is blasphemous.
Kyle was the best player of that season. That might be a hot take, but Kyle was the best player of that season.
That is blasphemous.
Katie, I'm with you.
You guys are crazy. But anyway, we're moving on. Anyway,
you wouldn't have been trying to make all white alliances.
All white alliances and having sex on a floaty. He would have. Yep.
All right, so we're gonna go to the actual list now. Let me pull up the first photo for who is on here. This person actually almost made my list as well. We're gonna go from the bottom to the top.
Yeah, is this like the actual ranking where people ended up based on how we rank?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the actual players who made it up. So give me 1 second and we can get this ball rolling.
I see Moses in the chat saying it's blasphemous about Monty. Kyle was very active.
He was something, but it's all right. It's all right. All right. So any guesses who is at the number 10 spot on our list?
I have a guess. Taylor is my guess as well.
Yeah.
You guys are both wrong.
Okay.
It's all right. We're going to have different opportunities. This person only made one person's list, I believe. Let me just double check. Almost made mine. But yes, this person only made one person's list, and it was Katie's. And it is at number 5. We have a previous winner, Rachel Riley, at number 5 on Katie's list. So Rachel Riley is number 10.
Dude, why did I consider her? Literally?
No, none of you guys ranked Rachel?
I almost did. I was close. I was close. But I did not.
I forgot about her. And if I would have thought about her, because I pulled up the cast and she was not even. Can I replace somebody?
How do you guys feel about Rachel being number 10 on this list? Is this a good, bad placement? How do you guys feel?
That's fair. I like Rachel. I thought she did great in her season. I thought that even with all the odds stacked against her, she made a way. Like, there's no way those people should have let her go. And if it wasn't for the damn stupid will, I feel like we would have saw her go a lot deeper. When, I don't know about that, but I think we just saw her chops in that game, and I thought she did a great job of just like talking to people. Of that one, I was so nervous when she was talking to Mickey that Mickey was going to talk her out of putting her up. She wasn't afraid to make big move. No, Rachel belongs on the list, and I'm really mad at myself that she left the stratosphere for me somehow.
I'm actually really surprised, Isaiah, that you didn't rank Rachel because I know you really like her as a winner. I think this was her game to lose, and I think if she didn't get twist screwed out of the game, she would have made a very deep run. Would she have won? I don't know necessarily, but I
Yeah.
think she had so much up against her in this season with playing with all new people, so many recruits, a lot of people that didn't understand the game. And I think she made all of the Keanu situation. I feel like she made all of the optimal moves that she needed to make in order to set herself up well. I do see Moses in the chat said she trusted Keanu too much. I do agree with that. I don't think she played a perfect game, but
Yeah.
I think the way she managed her HOH and got Riley out of the house was a great move in general, because up until that week we were saying that Riley was going to be the most likely winner. She shook up the house. I mean, she played her ass off, and she taught everybody else how to play the game along with her. And I think, it's unfortunate because we'll never know where she would have ended up if she could have just done that puzzle and that whole stupid situation didn't happen. But we'll never know. But I feel like this was definitely a winning game for Rachel. It really cemented her strategically more so than I think her past games did.
Completely agree, because I love that week where she put those people up. She did not care. She knew what she needed to do. She knew it was a big move. She knew there was going to be repercussions, but then there weren't any. Like nothing happened to her. She was able to go against people and then immediately get those people back on her side.
Exactly.
Like she got right back in with Morgan and Vince of all people, who hated her life. Yeah, she was on par to go really, really deep, and I'm still pissed about that. So I'm really mad at myself.
I'm bitter.
Yeah, I'm still
Yeah.
mad.
I mean, if you know me, I'm a huge Rachel fan. I tried to separate the Big Brother 13ness of everything, because coming in here, I did not expect for her to do well, but I was just excited to see her because she's such a great personality. But now she was playing very well to the point where the person that she was in a really close alliance with ended up winning the game. I feel like Rachel was in a very strong position, but I think Katie said it. The main reason why I didn't rank her was because we don't know. It's very uncertain. It's almost like Eric Stein, almost, where it's just like, what could have happened? It's hard for me to put her any higher than I was going to. I actually have like 4 people in my like honorable mentions, just sidebar. One of those people did make the list. I'm not going to say that person yet, but I put Cam, Mackenzie, and Rachel, and her specifically.
Cam.
Yeah, I did. And Rachel was this close to making my list, but I just didn't know. I don't like to go off of hypotheticals, so I'm trying to stay consistent. But
the game she played was a great game.
A great game. Fantastic. All right. So that is our number 10. Sorry, I don't have a presentation this time around, y'all. So you just have to bear with me. I'm pulling everything up as we speak because we had 2 podcasts to do. I built a bookcase today, okay? And that took a lot longer than I thought it would. So, we're good though. Do we have any guesses on who the next person is?
Taylor.
Guys are really going into Taylor, but it's not Taylor actually. So hold on.
Wow.
Give me 1 second, and I will tell you who if I can find a pic. There you go. All right. So the next person on our list is actually tied with who is it? Rachel. This is also another previous alumni, but not for Big Brother, for Survivor, and she made both of your lists, not mine. It is Sheree with number 9, with tying with Rachel actually with 6 points. This is the only tie that we actually have, so we can honestly break the tie if you guys want to and determine who's 10 and who's 9 between these two. But Sheree and Rachel both there. They're tied for 9. There you go. But Sheree is number 9 on our list. I'm the only one that didn't rank her. It looks like Janelle, you put her at number 10, and Katie, you put her at number 6. I didn't rank Sheree only because, like I said, I told you who the honorable mentions were. She was the honorable mention. That was literally the number one spot that didn't make my list.
Didn't even get a mention.
I really like her. I really love Suri. I was
respect.
really impressed by her game. I just feel like, unfortunately, the game got Suri. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, in Big Brother, what season was this? 25, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the landscape of challenges, as well as the twists, Jag coming back, a lot of the stuff that really shouldn't have happened, and it ruined her game. And I really feel like, had Jag not come back, we wouldn't have been worrying about Matt Klotz teetering his loyalty. I think he would have been very loyal to Suri.
Yes.
I feel like the challenges really wouldn't have mattered that much, because I feel like she was basically playing Survivor in Big Brother, where she ties herself to the challenge threat, and then they take her to the end, and then she wins. You know, like I don't know. And you know, she had her whole side, but that side unfortunately imploded. And just unfortunately, like, a lot of the stuff within the game that like negatively impacted her game. But regardless, I also didn't like some of the things where I think that her and Felicia's relationship really like fell flat. And they're both at fault, to be honest with you, but they really needed each other that season. You know, it was a lot of unfortunate things happening. But she's still a great social player, one of the stronger social games that I've seen in a very long time, and I enjoyed her. So I think she deserves her spot on the list.
Yeah, I think the game, Suri is Big Brother is not Suri's game. She hates this game. You could tell she was done the second that Izzy was gone. She was more upset about Izzy leaving the house than Jared. And I think, you know, they gamed really hard, and I think she probably expended all of her game energy in the pre-jury phase with her Izzy Felicia up all night, like non-stop gaming, flipping votes. I think that she did definitely mismanage a few relationships in the house. I think Felicia is definitely one, but I actually think the biggest misstep of the game was mismanaging Bowie Jane. I think if they could have held on to Bowie Jane as an ally, even though they could not stand her, I think she obviously is not an experienced player and takes those types of things personally. And I think there was not enough foresight in Suri, Felicia, and Izzy's game to realize that they needed to keep Bowie on their side. And Bowie flipping to Matt and Jag was probably like one of the, maybe not the final dagger. I think obviously it's Jag coming back. Obviously it was that zombie week that was horrible. I think there were a lot of things that went wrong. The back-to-back Jag, HOH. This season was a rough season. But she still made it really far despite all of those things. So I can't take that away from her. She's a gamer at heart, and she strategized the hell out of the season. I think it was just way too long. I think she just was over it. And I think there were just too many things up against her. And this was probably like the season that was so heavily comp reliant, and she could not win a single competition. So, I mean, that also did not help her. And so it's unfortunate. I think this game just has too many competitions and was not balanced for players like Suri or Felicia or even Izzy or even Bowie won some booth comps, but like, you know, it's a crapshoot at that point.
They copy and pasted a lot of challenges this season. This season specifically made them change how they do challenges now. So I agree.
Yeah, I don't have much to say. Katie really laid it out there. The only thing I think another Achilles heel was Jared, you know?
Yeah, so true.
I think that she wanted to allow him to take the lead and make moves. And she went with things that if it had come from another person, she might not have went with. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that he was really a problem for her game.
That is true too.
Yeah.
Very true.
There you go. So Suri is, I guess, tied with Rachel Riley at number 10. All right. So we're going to go on. So we're going to listen. It's not going to be a long podcast. This is okay though. This is a fun conversation. This is why I want to do it, because we haven't done a ranking like this in quite some time. All right. We have our next one ready.
I'm excited.
So we have Rachel. We have Suri. The next person. Let's hear some guesses. Who do we think it is?
Yes. Taylor.
You guys are both incorrect again.
Oh my God. Wow.
Right. I have it.
You guys are hating on Taylor.
I'm not hating.
I'm playing, obviously.
I'm not hating. I like Taylor.
So this person does have 7 points. Let's see. They made my list. and they made, I believe, Janelle's list. They did not make Katie's.
Ooh, who's this?
I'm not surprised that this person did not make Katie's, because this is someone
that I
from
hate.
a very recent season that you hate, but it's okay.
Oh, I know who it is.
This is from the runner-up of Big Brother 27, Vince.
Y'all, can't believe you guys ranked this man. I cannot believe it. He's such trash player. Oh my god, I cannot believe that he ranked, and he ranked above Suri and Rachel. I can't believe it. Whew.
Just for some context, so Vince was number 8 on my list, and for Janelle, he was 9, 8, 10, 9, 8, 7, number 7.
Okay.
So 7 for Janelle and number 8 for me. So
damn,
Vince,
he still made it.
He did. He got 7 points. Listen, the other 2 got 6. So like he barely made it. Vince, very messy player, but very strategic at the same time, but very emotional. And also very his game is very intertwined with Morgan's. There was just a lot going on here. So Janelle, why did you rank Vince?
I'm trying to remember. I mean, I thought that he had some good moments, some good times. He could win comms. You know, he could win comms. Look, guys, I thought he definitely made his mark on the season. He was somebody that was in a lot of alliances, had the opportunity to do a lot of things. I don't know.
I thought Vince was okay. So here's my thing. Okay. I've gone on the record of Vince. I was very extra. I said he was the worst player in Big Brother history. I don't actually mean that, but he is very, very overrated. But with that being said,
you overrated him. You didn't even rank Suri and Rachel.
Pause.
I'm just saying.
He made runner-up, right? You know, and that's
so what?
Saying. Let me finish. I think Vince was a very strong strategist this season. And unfortunately, he didn't do the type of strategy that I like, because I think he was very ratty and very squirmish. I'm not the fan of Vince the person, but as a player, he was very what's the word, effective per se, you know what I'm saying, with a lot of his movements, a lot of his betrayals, the using of Keanu for half of the season. Like, look, Vince hurt a lot of his jury stock, obviously, and I feel like he loses regardless, but he got himself there. I feel the same way about like Tyler Crispin, and I think Tyler Crispin is a very overrated player. I'm not a fan of Tyler either, but I think, Vince is not Tyler, by the way.
No,
just to go on the record, but I still think that from this season to 23, and it's very slim pickings as we've seen so far, I think Vince is solid enough to go on his list. I don't think he's a horrible player. I'm not the biggest fan of his strategy. I don't think it will ever work again. But for this season and this group of people, it worked. You got to remember how frustrating this group of people were. They were not the best strategists at all. Like this was a mess of a group of players, but it worked in his house. So I got to give him his props where props is due. And that's why he's there. It doesn't, and real quick, Martino, the placement doesn't mean anything. The placement doesn't mean anything.
I agree.
I am standing by my decision. The placement didn't mean anything for any of my my picks, because I've left a plethora of people off this list.
I left winners off.
So there you go. There you go.
My thing with Vince and why I did not rank him is, well, one, I can't stand him, but two, I mean, I can't stand Jag either, though. I actually dislike Jag more than I dislike Vince, and I rank Jag because I think Jag is a better Big Brother player than Vince. I think Vince played Morgan's game. He didn't play his own game. He got rid of all of his own allies and voted in situations that made the game worse for him. He kept Ashley and Rachel when he should not have kept Ashley and Rachel, and he should have prioritized people like Riley, like Lauren, like Kat over everybody else and Keanu, and instead he burned Keanu at every single possible moment that he could have, which Keanu did forgive him basically every single time, but he didn't get his vote at the end. And I do think if he had an optimal situation in the house, and instead he followed Morgan along and joined an alliance that solely benefited her and Ashley and Rachel, it did nothing for himself. He won when he had to win, but any game move he made was an optimal move for Morgan and Ashley and was not a move for himself. And then instead of doing anything about it, he cried all night and all day. He cried all day and all night. And that finale speech that this man made, He spent all of his time crying and begging up until the feeds went off for Morgan to bring him instead of practicing a speech. The man hates himself so much. He didn't even bring an outfit for the finale and he wore a fucking fleece. I can't believe you guys he's trash. He's a trash player, you guys. I'm sorry. Martino, I know you're saying you wouldn't rank Jag in the top 10, but Jag would outplay this little loser 100 times over. 100 times over. And I hate Jag. Jag is one of my least favorite players, and I would pick Jag 100 times out of 100 over Vince. There's no shot. There's no shot Vince would beat Jag.
I put Vince and Jag back to back to be quite transparent as well.
Trash. He's trash. He's a trash player.
I'm just saying he is out of the comparisons of the rest of the people on this list. There is slim pickings. We only have 23. There's only like 5 seasons to pick from. If we're going to be real, that's what I'm saying.
And I was able to pick 10 without picking.
And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But
you left Rachel off, and you picked him. This was Rachel's game.
She did not finish. She
doesn't matter. You're saying that placement doesn't matter, but then you're saying he made it to the end.
I'm standing by. I didn't see enough Rachel.
Let me veto this pick.
I did not see enough Rachel.
Yeah,
I know. Listen,
wild.
It is what it is.
Let me say, Katie has made me regret my decision. So
it is what it is.
At least I got one of you guys on my side.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
You're absolutely right.
Vince is let me see, 10, 9, 8. Number 8. Let me number this so I can stop counting every single time we do this. So sorry. But yeah, listen, it is what it is. Look, this is why I love doing podcasts like these, because I like to see how everyone feels. It is based off of
3 years. I would feel differently, but it's too fresh. I can still hear Vince and Vince crying on the feeds instead of doing a single thing to benefit himself at the end. Like, I just can't. That whole jury phase with Vince was a complete mess and nightmare. Not putting up Rachel, not even trying to get Rachel out, got Kat out on his own nature. I mean, come on, man.
You're
right.
You're right.
Let's move on, guys. All right. Let's see if you guys get this time. Who do you think is number 7 on our list with 8 points, may I say? 8 points.
Taylor.
You guys are incorrect again.
Oh my God.
Wow.
You guys are
Who ranked Taylor again. Number 1?
You guys are correct again. I'm just to let you know, I don't think we'll talk about it later. Anyway, this person is a winner though. And this person
Xavier.
Yeah. Was right. Next to number 8 on our list, we have Ashley Hollis.
Oh, right.
I didn't even put her
number
on
7.
Forgot.
Yeah. Janelle did not rank Ashley at all. Katie, you had Ashley at number 7, and I had her at number 7. Oh, wait. Yeah, number 7. So we both had our number 7. So Ashley Hollis is here. Janelle, why did you not rank Ashley? I'm curious.
I mean, I respect her game. I really appreciated her game sense. I really appreciated how she could read the room. I really appreciated that she did not give up. Like if like some of the conversations she had with Mickey, like she was not letting that go until she got things good again. So, but I don't know. I just felt like people I enjoyed or appreciated other people's games more so as a whole. But I liked Ashley. I cheered for her. I thought she's great. But that's all.
How about you, Katie?
I thought Ashley played a really good, underrated game. I think people put so much stock in playing a flashy game or a comp heavy game or, being in every conversation in every room and driving the whole strategy. And that is fun to watch. It's very exciting. But I think there's also a lot to be said for a game like Ashley's where she purposely dumbed herself down and she used that to her advantage when she is actually very smart and she's a very smart player. And I think that she positioned herself with the right people and used all of those relationships to her advantage, but did it on purpose. It was all intentional. It was never something that she accidentally fell into. It was always intentional. She understood the game. She is a fan of the game. She had a whole game plan. She talked to us and told us like, these people are going to think I'm so stupid. I can't wait until like jury and I could actually turn the game on. And she explained all of that beautifully to us in her final 2 speech. Like, I think she really, Morgan played a much bigger game than Ashley. Vince played a flashier game than Ashley, but Ashley played the better game to me. And she played a really good winning game. She's one of the top tier new school winners for me. I didn't rank her above some of the others, but
Mhm.
I think I only ranked two other winners above her
Yeah.
out of the new season. So I think she did a really great job, and I think her game doesn't get enough credit for the amount of work that she put in, because it was quiet background work.
Mhm.
I mean, she was erased from the edit.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all, and I think that it was she knew that she needed to attach herself to Morgan, and then if she attaches herself to Morgan, she got Vince. I think that detaching herself a little bit from Mickey, who was that relationship was causing a lot of negativity for her, and attaching herself to Vince or Morgan, which got her Vince and brought along Rachel, like, and Vince and Morgan, who controlled Vince, like, it really, really benefited her, because there's no way that man would have kept her if it wasn't for the relationship that Ashley built with Morgan. And she
Mhm.
had to do some repair work on that relationship with Morgan, actually. So I agree with everything you're saying.
I liked Ashley's
Yeah, rest
game
in
to a
peace, Rachel.
degree. I do think that her strongest showing was in the finale.
Yeah.
I do think, I'm not gonna lie, the speech was strong and it was very powerful, especially compared to Vince. I don't fully agree with everything she was saying in the finale speech. I feel like she took a lot of credit for things that she actually didn't do, but I do think that her being at like the bottom structure of the house for a majority, if not all, of the game, then kind of finding a way to kind of like fit herself into the mold to the point
Mhm.
where she was underestimated, kind of remind me of like when Vanessa really like underestimated like a Steve or whatever, and then got cut by that same person. You know, it's just
Yeah.
like I think Ashley did well. I mean, even like a lot of her alliance members weren't too fond of her. Like, you know, what was it? You know, Mickey, and then you got also like her and Keanu had like a love-hate relationship at points, and you know, it was really like an up and down roller coaster for Ashley. Like it got to a point where I was just like, what are you going to do? You know, like I remember it was like Will and Rachel both went back like this, and I was just like, ooh, like it's not looking good for Ashley. But
Yeah.
she persevered from it, and it was very impressive. And you know, I had a ranker for that. I think that she's a pretty solid winner. Not like on the grand scale of things, and I'd love to revisit my winners ranking in the future, but like not like the highest winner like at all in any facet for me personally, but a winning game nonetheless. It was deserved, especially next to the person she's standing next to, who she's ranked right above. So you know it checks out. But there you go.
I think she won when she had to win. She won that veto. She won at the
Yeah.
end. She made the right
Yeah.
decisions when she needed to make the right decisions. And I
Yeah.
think that's the thing that counts the most. And to be honest with you, if I had to go back and do my ranking again, I actually think I would move her above a different winner that I have higher than her. So,
All right. Well,
Yeah.
there you
Steve
go.
really swooped in and snatched that win. Like, she
sure
really
did.
Sure
did.
did. Sure
And you
did.
can't be mad at her. Like, Morgan missed
No,
what, like 2 or 3 questions?
because
She
Vince was
swooped
in her
right
ear all night crying.
in. Mhm.
There you go. All right, let's get to the next one, guys. So, just for a recap, Rachel, Sheree, Vince, Ashley. Who is number 6, guys? You guys guess Taylor every round.
Morgan.
It's happening again.
I think it's Morgan.
Okay, Morgan.
You guys are incorrect.
Damn. Well, then Morgan's too high. Just saying.
Oh,
It's the person who you guys have been guessing the whole time. Taylor, finally,
of
the
course.
moment you don't guess her, is number 6. She was number 12. I mean, she had 12 points overall. Katie did not rank Taylor. Janelle,
Sorry.
it's all right. 10, 9, 8, 7. You had her at number 6, Janelle, and I had her at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I had number 7. Janelle had her at number 6. Katie, why did you leave Taylor unranked?
This is a difficult decision because I really, really, really like Taylor as a player. One of my favorite players especially in the most recent seasons. She's incredible to watch. Her story is unmatched from start to finish, and she absolutely 100% deserved the win. So this is not like a knock necessarily on Taylor's game, but when I was looking at all of the players over the last however many seasons we were looking at, Taylor's game specifically didn't match up in terms of, I guess, intentional moves or intentional gameplay, which is okay. I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily, but when I'm looking at everybody else, I can like attribute certain things to those people. And I can say like that changed the game. I think the leftovers changed the game for sure. And that was a huge move that helped Taylor get to the end and win and changed her story. But she didn't do that. she was a part of it, but she didn't do it. And I think I needed to see a little bit more decision-making power from Taylor. And I think I do think she played a good game. It's not to say that she didn't. I think her game was a little too passive for me to be able to rank her in my top 10 players. I think, but like I said, I think she played the winning game of that season, and I really do enjoy her. I just think even at the times when she had HOHs, she didn't make great decisions. Her first HOH was a goddamn mess. So like, I actually think, and this might be controversial, her gameplay on reindeer games was actually much more strategic and a better game all around and more dominant than her Big Brother winning game. So I think she has learned a lot since playing that first season, has become a better, more strategic player. But in her first season, she would be an honorable mention for me. Isaiah, you had a list of honorable mentions. She would be one for me. She just wasn't in the top 10, I think, of the last 5 or whatever seasons we're talking about.
And that's fine. Listen, I for me, I put her here. One, I actually agree with a lot of the points that you made, but I do feel like even though a lot of her game wasn't purposeful, I think I said the same thing when it came to which player was it? I don't even remember which one it was, but regardless, I said the same thing when it came to, like, I think it was Jag or something, but like for that season, it worked. I think for this season, it worked. I think that a lot of the players in this season, they weren't actually that bad in terms of strategy, but like a lot of the game was happening like around her. And honestly, Taylor is no different was in my opinion no different than what's the one girl that got first boot the season afterwards? Was it Kristen or whatever her name was?
Oh yeah,
black girl. I forget what her name is.
Yeah, Kristen.
I thought that was going to be Taylor's trajectory. Yet
it was about to be.
Yeah, but I feel like it's almost like her being like so underrated was like almost like incorporated in her game, where like she got included into certain alliances because they thought that she had nowhere else to turn, and then she just kind of stayed out the way. She had something with like Michael and the one psychic girl, Brittany, as well as something with like Monty, and then obviously the Michael Bruner side kind of downfall the way it did. So then attach herself to Monty. And Monty and her, even though Monty, I feel like knew that Turner was like the way to go, like he still stuck to what he had with Taylor, and ultimately became a bad mistake.
I think Monty thought he could beat Taylor easier than he could beat. I had no respect for her.
It depends. It really depends. But like I agree with that. Like I really think like the fact that people underestimated her so much is what worked for that season. And I mean, I'm not going to go too crazy about it, but I wouldn't be shocked if she did fairly well in another season. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that her archetype would do fairly well in a lot of different seasons. So that's where I ranked her, like really middle of the road here. But nonetheless, she won. So, how about you, Janelle?
Yeah.
I put her in the middle. I kind of disagree with things that you guys said, like about the leftovers. I feel like Taylor got included. She wasn't just brought in because they needed another number. I feel like even though she was down and out with the specific people in the leftovers, she worked on the relationships that she had with those people in order for them to be willing to include her. And that's work that she put in. She never gave up socially, and that's why she got included. But that's the only thing that she could do at that point because the girl was down and out. And I think, of course, her reindeer game is going to be better because she didn't have to play so much of a defensive situation, I think, anyway. So I give her respect for the social game that she played. I think how she handled situations, how she worked with people, how she showed who she was, got her brought and included in certain things. And that's attributed to her. Yeah, her first HOH wasn't that great. But the second one, it was at top, 4?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So there were 0 choices to make at that point. But y'all know I love her.
Listen, I love her too. And I do want to say, I don't think when I said that the leftovers wasn't her move, I don't think that, I don't mean that she wasn't a huge part of it or that she was just like brought in because she was there. She was a big part of it, but it wasn't something that I would attribute to her
creating.
Yeah, like she didn't create the alliance that then like changed the trajectory of the game. But I think she did play an incredible social game, and she had all of the world against her, and she was able to fight through all that and make it to the end. So she had a great win, and I'm very happy that she won. And I really do like her. It's just I think when I'm comparing her to other players of the season, I can look back and say like, oh, that happened for this reason, this reason, this reason. But I do think Taylor did a great job dealing with the cards that she was dealt and making it out on top.
Yeah, that's all fair. I can't. That's the only one thing I disagree. But now that you explained it, I understand.
There you go. All right, guys, let's go to. By the way, Taylor was the first person on this list to have double-digit points with 12 points. Next person has. I'm not going to tell you. Next person also has double digits. Who do you guys think is
Morgan?
Number 5? You guys are incorrect. You guys both strong arm someone.
Xavier.
I had no idea why this person was here.
Oh, I know who it is. It's
They
Kylan.
are not on my list at all. And
Kylan.
you just said it. You guys put Kylan here at number 5 with
You
16
put him on your
points.
list?
Y'all, it's me. I'm the one who did it.
Katie,
I went
I'm
crazy.
on my
I
list.
went crazy and ranked him so high.
Katie
and I don't know.
put him
I
at
truthfully
number
don't know why I
9.
did it. Number 2.
Number 9.
I put him in.
I'm sorry, number 2. And then
Isaiah.
in that, because the point I got. So Katie, you put Kylan at number 2. Janelle,
Listen, I don't know why I did it.
At number 4, and you put him at number 4. I did not rank Kylan at all, and I never even thought about ranking Kylan.
Well,
I'll be honest. I'm not even a Kylan hater, but like I don't think he's a good player like at all. Like I think he has showings of like entertaining. He's an entertaining player, but I think Kylan has zero makeup of ever winning Big Brother in any capacity. Like I don't see any future where someone like Kylan could ever win a big. Well, sorry, Kylan specifically. I think he's good at competitions, but listen, had it not been for the cookout, you got to remember this guy was willingly.
We'll never know. That's what it is, Isaiah.
Sure.
But
if it was up to him, he would have been at the bottom of the house with Sarah Beth the entire season.
I don't know that.
But even when with what we do know, then he willingly makes all these alliances. It was alliance with Big D and alliance with Xavier, and somehow he fixated in his mind that he could beat X. And he wanted to go to the final 2 with Xavier to have like this macho Batman Superman alliance. It was like, I want to go against the best to beat the best and all. Like he could have did so much more. Tiffany want to work with him. Hannah want to work with him. Derek, everybody under the sun want to work with Kylan. He wanted to take Xavier to the end and admitted it multiple times to us that he wanted to take X to the end to lose. He would have lost to X.
I don't know if he would have lost.
So real quick. His closest allies, Xavier, who he would lost to, and then he also was
Tiffany.
Always trying to go against the cookout to help Sarah Beth for some reason. I love Sarah Beth.
I actually I disagree with that.
I disagree with that. He didn't go against him.
Go ahead.
I think the Sarah Beth work that he put in, I feel like was to completely isolate her from everybody else in the house and keep her out of the game completely strategically. And that was his job. That was his like pair in the cookout. They paired him with Sarah Beth. And I think he was almost too overbearing in his strategy with Sarah Beth, where he was like on her. It was very bizarre and actually a little uncomfortable to watch, but like he did the job and he played the game maybe a little too hard because I think she probably thought it was something that it wasn't. I don't really know. I haven't heard that from her directly. No hate to Sarah Beth, but I think I don't think he wanted to take Sarah Beth over anybody. And I think if he wanted to, he would have just done it. Because as you have seen in this season specifically, I don't think he really cared too much about burning his allies to do what he wanted to do if he thought that was the right thing to do.
Yeah, I think Kylan is, for me, the cookout people are Kylan, Tiffany, Hannah. They're to me the top 3 reasons for the success of that alliance, especially Kylan when he could win. I thought he had a very interesting social game. Would he have made it without the cookout? I don't know. But
would anybody?
And he was a pivotal part of their success, in my opinion. And I'm remembering thinking about some of his game talks, and he wasn't an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think Kylan was a good player, and the cookout wouldn't have been successful without him. I don't know. I thought he was good.
I am I was so taken back when I saw Kylan on this list. And then when I saw Kylan this high, I was like, whoa, but like
Kylan is a good strategic player. I mean,
Yes.
is he crazy? Yes. Does he
It's all
make maybe
good.
way too bold moves? Yes.
Yes.
But I think those moves are not wrong always. I actually don't know 100% if he would have lost against Xavier at the end, to be honest. I think
feel
it could have
like
been a
he was
toss-up.
cooked.
Mm.
I don't think he has a
know.
good social game. I don't think he has a good social game, and maybe that's where
I just
I'm
think that
off.
I think that Kylan has a unique personality, and it took me even beyond Big Brother to grasp, like, because he would say things, and I'm like, is he putting on? Like, does he really believe this, or is he putting on because he thinks it sounds good? It just took me a long time to kind of wrap my mind around the person that he is, and then he did discover that he was on the spectrum, which made sense to me with some of the ways he communicates. Because I would just be like, Kylan, what is the point? Like, what are you trying to get at? Because he talks in circles sometimes to me, but I don't know. I thought he was a good player.
Right.
I enjoyed Kylan's game. I think he was a mess, but I think he gave us one of the best moments of Big Brother 23 when he was evicted at Final Four. That was like the moment of Big Brother 23. One of them.
He set himself up for that disappointment. He set himself up. Because what do you mean? Oh, anyway, I'm about to.
I know you're such a Kylan hater.
I'm not a Kylan hater. I'm not. I'm just like shocked that he was on this list. But there's nothing wrong.
I think
with
if you reran Big Brother 23 again, Kylan would come out on top versus Xavier in a like head-to-head match.
Disagree, but it's all right. Listen, it's all good. We're here. It is what it is. All right,
we're here.
So, recap. Rachel, Sari, Vince, Ashley, Taylor, Kylan. Next person was 1 point above Kylan, so it goes from 16 to 17. Janelle thinks it's Xavier. You guys are both incorrect.
Wow, we're really bad.
Okay, hold on.
Every time you guys guess someone, you switch it because it is Morgan from last season. Morgan got 17 points, third place last season. And I believe, let's take a little look. So Morgan was number 8 on Katie's. Morgan was
number 8 on mine?
Yeah, number 8 on yours.
I'm surprised I ranked her that low.
Janelle, you put her at number 9.
No,
and I put her.
No, that's not right.
It is. You put her at number 9.
2,
and then
number 2.
Oh my God, 9 points, number 2. So sorry, because I don't have yours is the only list that doesn't have numbers next. So I'm so sorry, Janelle. Yeah, Katie, you put her at number 8. Janelle, you put her at number 2. So and I put her at number 6. And I put her at number 6. Yeah, you put her at number 2. So there you go. Morgan,
I actually think I should have ranked her higher. That's my bad.
It's okay. It's all good. But she's
supposed to be switched with the person below her. Actually, that's a typo. But
interesting. We'll get to that when we get to that.
Needs to be flopped, but it's too late for that.
Katie, how do you feel about Morgan here?
I didn't mean to intentionally disrespect Morgan. I actually, if I could rework, I would have put, I think my number, I don't know who it is, but one of the winners I ranked, I would have actually probably put them lower and put Morgan and Ashley both higher, but I do think I would still rank Ashley above Morgan. I think Morgan got a little too caught up in the Vince of it all. I think she did a lot of gaming for sure with Vince. Like, she ran Vince's entire game. Vince's game was Morgan's game, which I think was great for her. But I think she did incredible at comps at the end of the game. I think she has a really good game strat. Like, she's a game bot to a point. But there were a couple of things she did in the beginning that I didn't love. I think the relationship with Keanu wasn't great. I feel like she was really good with her specific allies, specifically Vince. But I think the Lauren stuff wasn't great for her. I think she didn't do enough outside of her group to say that she would have like run the game in any other scenario. Where I think I like Ashley's game a little bit better because I think she was good with everybody. She made relationships with everybody. She won when she had to. She put in work when she had to. And Morgan just gamed so hard that I think it turned some people off. I think it would have ended up fine with her if she got to the end. She definitely would have won, but she didn't, and Ashley did. So I think they are very closely tied together, and I think it should be 1-2. But I think I always will rank Ashley 1 above Morgan. So I think I had Ashley at 7, which is why I put Morgan at 8.
Gotcha. That's interesting. I don't disagree with how you put that either. I liked Morgan at the beginning. I struggled because she just seemed so tied into what other people she was working with were doing.
She was
You
too
know?
emotional.
Yes, and I
Not
could
like
not.
crying emotional, but like she was too like relationship focused with people.
Yes, yes. So in the beginning, I really doubted her because I'm like, what? Who cares how much he talks to this person or whatever? But as the game got deeper and deeper, I feel like that part of her personality is what took over Vince's life.
Oh yeah.
And I think that the only negative I have is I think that her game would be really hard to repeat unless she had that kind of control over another person, which I think is going to be hard to come by. Like that specific relationship that works so well is because she's who she is and she likes to control like she likes to control. And Vince is who he is and he likes to be dominated like she dominated him.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's going to be very hard for her to repeat because I remember at the beginning of the game, her and Jimmy were like this. And that's because she wanted her way and he wanted his. And I don't know, I'd be interested to see how she does in a season where she can't run it like that, because she had just a lot of control from my memory, especially the second half of the game. But I liked her. I liked her as a person. Outside of some Jimmy stuff she said, I liked her as a person. I like how she treated other people in the sense that she never got nasty. She never got negative. She was after Lauren, but she kept it all to game. Like she made the little blanky comment, but that was more so to me degrading the Vince than to Lauren. So I don't know. I really liked her game and I really liked how she focused on keeping it to game. I don't know. I liked her, but she was highly emotional. I do agree with that.
I think she was a little too driven by her ego, and not like I think she fed the ego. Her ego fed her game. So I agree with you. Like she kept it all game related, but I feel like anything that she could use that would like turn her ego on is what made her game moves happen, which I think in any other season could be a huge detriment. To your point, Janelle, I think with this cast, it worked in her favor because she had Vince to just like put it on and like run him. And then Mickey at the beginning of the game, like they both fed into each other, but it was all ego driven to me. Like it was all like Lauren in competition with her. She saw her as competition. Jamie, she saw as competition. Keanu came for her and called her a snake and she used that to fuel her ego. And I think it was all just like full on driven by maybe subconsciously ego, but which isn't a bad thing. I think she still like turned it into like fuel for the game. But I think in any other season, that's not going to work.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like how you put that, how she used like, because I was like, feed her ego. What do you mean? But that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. Like now that I think back about it. Wow.
Yeah, listen, I don't really have much else to add on to that. I think that you guys said most of the stuff that needed to be said, but she's a very dangerous player. I think the late bloomer type of like comp beast that knew how to turn it on. She was honestly involved in a lot of strategy from the beginning portion and towards the end portion. Obviously, the double elimination was very fun to watch from her perspective as well. Just like I think Morgan was a very solid player, and I mean, look, I went into that finale fully expecting her to win, and just like Vanessa, she got the rug. Just like Vanessa, she had the rug pulled under, and it happens. But I would love to see Morgan play again. I think that she's very dominant. Yeah.
I'm here for team fun feeds for Morgan. I mean, she kept us fed up until the last minute. And I knew that's why she was not going to win because I saw what was happening with her and Vince. And she was not focused on herself. She was focused on Vince and who to take when she got to the end and didn't study, didn't do all these things because she was too distracted by other things where Ashley was just
crying the whole time. It was Vince, bro.
Yeah.
Like
I would really, really, really be interested in seeing, like, she'd be one of my top that I'd be interested to see how she did again because she's not going to be able to repeat a lot of that stuff, especially if it was a returning game. And I would like to see how she does with a lot less control. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I'm scared.
I would be scared for her too.
I'm scared for the fact that the things you're saying are the same exact things that we've been saying about Vanessa for years, and she will never come back.
I think Morgan would come back. I think Morgan would come back in a heartbeat.
I follow her, and yes, she would.
Yeah, she's coming back.
I hope so.
Yeah, if we have a returning season, she's there for sure. Yeah. If she gets the call, she's there.
Yeah. All right. Let's we got 3 people left, guys. Let's go with number 3.
Xavier.
Yeah.
You guys finally got one correct. It is the winner
Yay.
of Big Brother 23, Xavier Prather. He has 22 points. He was on all three of our lists. I ranked him at number 2.
That's
Janelle,
crazy. That's
Janelle.
crazy. That's crazy.
That's crazy, but you have Kylan at number 2. I don't want to hear it. Anyway.
I think Kylan played better game.
Yeah, you're wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, Janelle, you had him at number 4. Ooh, 5. And then you, Katie, have him at number 4. So 4, 5, and 2. I like Xavier, and I'll back up my claims. I think Xavier gets crapped on so much because Tiffany is the star in the spotlight, and I get it. But Xavier played a very strong game, not only with competitions, but if it wasn't for X, that alliance would have flopped from the beginning. Like, I'm telling you, the amount of times that Kylan, it's not, well, first of all, Kylan and Tiffany get in a fight, X puts a stop to it. Ozza and Derek F want to blow up.
No. Ozza and
wait.
Ozza and Derek,
you're not listening to what I'm saying. Wrong. You're not. Can you please? Can you let me finish? Can you let me finish? Yeah. Ozza and Derek F want to go blow up the alliance because Tiffany's doing too much and plotting a whole back door to keep Christian. And guess who got involved? X. At first, he was down and he saw how they were and he said, we're going to shut this down. Let's stay together. No in-group fighting. It wasn't Ozza and Derek F fighting. Ozza and Derek F wanted to fight Tiffany. If you remember, I remember watching that on the feeds. And he shut the whole conversation down. Hannah and him were like this, like the big brother and little sister thing. Tiffany and Hannah, they knew that he was a threat. They were still down to work with him. Derek F foolishly felt like he could get a final 2 with X and he gave it to him. Ozza, she had a huge crush on X, and they like this. Like X was the nucleus to this entire alliance, and had X not been there, it would have blew up a million times. If you guys remember, this alliance was unstable the entire season, and this is the guy who kept stopping it from blowing up. And if we even want to talk about the outside portions of it, was Alyssa was the last person to go because X said that she needs to be the last person to go because that was his ally, not anyone else's. They hated Alyssa, but X said, no, we're saving her to the end. This guy called all the shots. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you. I'm saying he called all the shots. He was the leader of this group, and you cannot convince me not. Tiffany was the strategist, and she was an amazing strategist, but at the end of the day, she was doing a lot of things that turn off a lot of alliance members, and had it not been for X, the cookout would not have been this dominant alliance that is known as the best alliance in Big Brother history, and it was well-deserved, and his social game was amazing. That's why, even though it was against Derek F, I feel like he could have did this against a lot of people in the group. No. I think X is a great player, so that's why I ranked him as high as I did.
Okay, I don't disagree with most of what you're saying. He's rather boring, but thinking about some of the things you brought up, you're right. He was a peacemaker. He was trying to mend fences and get people to talk and shut things down. So you're right.
I mean, Isaiah, everything you said is why I ranked him at 4. I think a lot of people don't love X's winning game. I think it's fine. I think it's middle of the road. I don't think it's best. I don't think it's number 2. I don't think he's the second best player in all of the new seasons of Big Brother for sure. But I think he played a very solid, middle of the road, kept focus game. And that season absolutely needed that because they needed, for lack of a better term, just like an adult in the room, because you're right. They all were like siblings and he was like the older brother in the room that kept everybody like focused on the end. I agree. I think if there are so many moments in that season where Kylan could have blown up things, where Derek and Ozza, to your point, were not clicking with Tiffany. They were not. I mean, they didn't like the way Tiffany was playing the game. There was definitely a power struggle there, and X kept it moving forward and kept everybody focused. If X was not there, I do think there's a very real possibility that Tiffany would have moved off of the cookout. Probably not, just given why the cookout was formed and the mission. But I think from a game, if take that out of it, if that wasn't a part of it, if it was only game related, I do think there could have been a very real opportunity for Tiffany to jump ship to Claire and Derek and Hannah and like kept them on the side and maybe brought in Kylan, and then the rest could have just like fallen off the table. And I think X kept them all straight and where they were going to go. I also think he made all the right moves at the end of the game. He brought the right people to the end. He would have beaten anybody there except for maybe Kylan. But I do think he would have unanimously beaten anybody else sitting next to him between Azza, and Azza might have gotten a couple of votes just because people liked her and stuff. But I do think he played a very good game, middle of the road game. He's actually the winner where I'm thinking I probably should have moved Ashley up and maybe him down, but I don't think I would put Morgan over him, which kind of like takes away what I was saying earlier about like if Ashley's here, then Morgan has to be right below her. I'm fine with where I have him.
I mean, that's why I was shocked that you had Kylan above him, because he literally got Kylan out. And literally,
that doesn't matter to me, really.
This guy to the final 2, and then he cut Kylan. That's why I was just like,
but that's the right move for his game. I mean, that's the right move for his game.
He outplayed him though. What, Kylan taking X to the end is the best move for his game?
No, I'm agreeing with what you're saying. Xavier.
No, that's what I'm saying. So Xavier outplayed Kylan.
I just prefer Kylan's game to Xavier's.
Crazy.
Why are you mad?
I'm not, but you listen, y'all came at my ranking. So I just
well, keep it consistent. You already came at mine.
Y'all said you have X at 2. I'm like,
X at 2 above Chelsea though is crazy.
But you have Kylan over all.
He has her above Chelsea.
I'm not going to say who. No, listen, I'm not going to say what I have over who yet. But you don't know what I have. You don't know.
I'm making an assumption about your number 1.
You don't know who I have.
I'm making an assumption about.
You can make many assumptions as you want. We can answer that question now.
Okay.
Because there's only 2 people left anyway.
Okay. Well, it's going to answer our question.
Next is Tiffany.
We have 2 people left.
Tiffany's next.
So what do you think, Katie? Who do you think?
I think it should be Chelsea, but I think it's going to be Tiffany.
And you guys are 100% correct, because Tiffany is here at 26.
You guys are crazy. Literally, you guys are crazy. Tiffany is the face of new school Big Brother. I'm sorry.
We're going to break it down. So Tiffany, 26 points. I put Tiffany at number 3. Janelle put Tiffany at number 3.
Did you hear me? She was supposed
Katie
to be
put her at number 1. So 3-3-1. Tiffany is our second place person. The first shouldn't be too much of a surprise. That's why I said don't assume you know what my list is, because no, I didn't have you know who there. But anyway, we're here to talk about Tiffany.
Listen,
Tiffany, go ahead.
I want to defend myself. She was supposed to be 2. I was shocked when I was like, damn, I meant to put her at 2.
That's fair.
But the only reason that I'm put her at 2 is because I just feel like I love Tiffany. I loved her game. Like I was livid, upset when Kylan did that dumb mess. But anyway, the reason why I rank her lower is because she really dropped the ball with the relationships within her crew. If it wasn't for her relationship with Oz, the unfortunate relationship that she had with Azza and the unfortunate relationship she had with Derek, I think that she could have gotten to the end, because Azza's loyalty went to Xavier because Xavier's playing peacemaker between the 2. So to me, Tiffany faltered in social game within her own crew. Superb relationships outside of. She would have won hands down had she made it. But unfortunately, that ball was dropped with, I think that's what lost her the game, is her relationships within her own alliance. Unfortunately,
you know, Tiffany is an all-time player.
That's my only negative.
It's okay. Listen, I think that in a different future, in a different circumstance, we're looking at Tiffany as the winner of BB23, but that's not what it was. She willingly agreed to be a part of the cookout, and that's what it is. And it's like, once you're agreeing to be in the big group structure, the most dominant structure of all time, obviously, I feel like she should have known almost that it's time to play a specific game, because she was playing the game like it was Big Brother, you know, as she should, because you are in Big Brother. She had the option to do whatever she wanted, and she was this close with the Christian elimination week to bouncing from whatever they were doing and doing what she wanted, right? But again, she knew that at the end of the day, it was going to be the cookout members at the end of the game. Yeah. And I think she should have prepared herself a little better for that portion of the game, because outside of Hannah, she didn't really have anyone left, unfortunately. And, you know, that's it. Like, she put a lot of stock in DX and Claire, and, you know, in some other universe, DX, Claire, and Hannah run to the sunset, and she is the winner with all 3 of them wanting them to take her to the final 2, I feel like. But that's not the season she was in. She knew what the end come would be, and I feel like she should have put a lot more attention within Azza, a lot more attention within even like Derek Frazier,
Derek, that relationship was
Kylan,
intense.
anybody, and I feel like she put so outside of Hannah so much focus on everyone else outside of the alliance instead of inside, and that's unfortunately why her and Hannah went back to back the same night. You know, it sucks, but that's where we were. I would have loved to see a scenario where Tiffany's there and it wasn't a double elimination week, and she at least had like a week to try to like do some groundwork to save herself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, double elimination eliminated any possibility for her or Hannah to really do anything for themselves. Huh?
They had double. Hannah went out in a double.
Yeah, she did. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, Tiffany had a week.
I'm pretty sure, wasn't it like oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I misremembered. Regardless, my point still stands. My point still stands though. It's just like, unfortunately, that's the game that we have, and I feel like everyone in that alliance should have known that I have to work inside the alliance and not outside the alliance too hard if I want to win this game, you know, and that's it. But if she was in another season, that's great. I feel like her game is built for like first time winners. Like, I don't know if she can do it again, but like I feel like she needed to do it on her first try. Because she has so much aura now. It sucks. I love Tiffany, you know what I'm saying? But that's where I'm at. But go ahead, Katie.
I just think I don't mean to compare Chelsea and Tiffany, but obviously Chelsea's going to be number 1 and Tiffany's number 2. And I think if you put the two of them in the same house, Tiffany outplays Chelsea every single time. I think Tiffany is the strategist. She is the most strategic player of the new era of Big Brother. Like, if you look at the new era of Big Brother, Tiffany is the poster person of the new era of this show. She created the cookout. She built the entire strategy of this season. Did she misplay? Did she play a little selfishly at times? Did that hurt her? Yes, I think it did. But I think this whole time we've been saying that placement doesn't necessarily mean that you're a better player than others. I think Tiffany is by far and away the most strategic player that we have in these new she's up there with Tyler in my mind. Like you said, I know, Isaiah, Tyler's not your favorite. He's not my favorite either. But if we're talking about like players who dominated but maybe didn't win or made some missteps that got them out before they should have been, like, Tiffany's right up there with someone who should be considered an all-star and like a face of the game. If you're looking at the old school face of like Big Brother Mount Rushmore, Tiffany should be the first face on the new school Big Brother Mount Rushmore. I think to put her behind Chelsea, who in any other season could have been a pre-juror. She had one of the worst non-strategic casts of all time, where Tiffany was playing with players. But Tiffany was playing with players, right? Hannah was a strategist. Claire was a strategist. Derek X was a recruit, but he ended up being decent at the game and winning comps and became a good asset. X was a strategist. Kylan was a strategist. She was playing with players, where Chelsea was playing, and Martino said it wonderfully in the chat. Like, everybody in Big Brother 23, in Big Brother 26 was passive, except for Chelsea. Mackenzie literally sacrificed her game for Chelsea to win. Tiffany didn't have anybody in the house that she could use as a piece to just like bring her to the end, or like a Cam who wasn't really strategically playing the game, where Tiffany was fighting against not fighting literally, but like gaming against everybody else. And she outplayed almost everybody in the house. Did she go out too early? Yes. Was she a little too selfish? Yes. Do I think that got her out of the house before she should have been? Yes. But I think no one in any of these new seasons can hold a candle to Tiffany in my mind. And I think, could she be successful in her future seasons? Probably not, because she is such a threat, but that doesn't mean she's not a better player than a lot of the other people she'll be in a house with.
I mean, all that's fair. I think that why I picked Chelsea overall better is just because of what Isaiah said, how she knew she was going to the top.
We'll get to Chelsea in a second.
What I'm saying is the reason why I picked Chelsea over Tiffany is the one thing Isaiah said, is because she knew she was going to the end with 6 people, and she should have prioritized her relationship within those 6 people. That's the best thing. That's
I think she was too. I think she made mistakes, and I think she played a little too selfishly, and that was like her Achilles heel. But I think in terms of just like strategist and understanding the game, Tiffany
top tier. Yes, top tier.
She's number 1. in my
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, I think she's great. And just
You ranked her number 3.
It's
So
like 0.5
Point.
of a difference, Katie. Like
I
it's
agree.
so minuscule.
I'm standing on my rankings.
Yeah.
Just
Wild.
to be
Yeah, she was
transparent,
crazy.
Tiffany was at the top of yours with Kylan being above Chelsea, and then
Yeah.
Chelsea. And
I know
then
Chelsea was
you
that
got
high.
Island or
Janelle.
Chelsea? Wow.
Janelle, you had Chelsea, then Morgan, then Tiffany, and then
That's
I
a
had Chelsea.
mistake. I'm sorry. Oh, is
Is he frozen? Oh yeah. I was like, is he just
Would you say Isaiah?
Oh no, I think we lost him. We'll never know. Well, he'll be back. But I guess that means I don't have the numbers in front of me, but
Crap.
there you are.
Oh, there you are. There you are.
Am I good?
You're back.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what happened. I'll say it again. I say Katie, it was Tiffany, Kylan, and Chelsea, and then Janelle was Chelsea, Morgan, and Tiffany, and then it was me. It was Chelsea, X, and Tiffany. But and I mean, it's pretty obvious who number one is at this point. But the point difference, even if Janelle switched Morgan and Tiffany, like she said she would have, it wouldn't have mattered. Chelsea still would have been number one. So let me get to it real quick with our number one on our list being Chelsea, winner of Big Brother. What season is that? 26?
6.
I'm getting my number. I'm getting old. But there you go. 28 points. Overall. I had her at first. Janelle had her at first, and then Katie had her at 3. I think Chelsea and Tiffany are very close, to be honest with you. And the difference isn't even that. No, I think the difference is that she won. She won. But but to be honest with you, I don't really agree with the comment about her not really having strategies to play against. She had strategy to play against. She just played better than them, if you ask me. I'm gonna say Takor, even though I'm not like the biggest fan of Takor's game.
Come on.
I'm gonna say
the
competition threat with.
I like Takor, but Takor and Chemo talked in the bathroom. And
let's think about what was it? The worst week for Chelsea, in my opinion, was what was it called? Dire Fest. I think it was something like that, where everyone was in the backyard and like she was just doing way too much. Obviously, she got her game almost unraveled by Leah and Mackenzie that week, and I was like, Chelsea's game is about to be completely thrown. But that was the week of adversity for her once Takor left, because she put a lot of stock in Takor, and she completely stole Mackenzie from Leah. And once she did that, she steamrolled. She was steamrolling the season before, and she was steamrolling the season after. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, you're good. I'm just saying, Janky. Thank you, Janky. But she was, and still is, in my opinion, the most dominant player in New Age Big Brother. And I like this was very Derek Levasseur, if you ask me. Like this is flashes of BB16. Did I like how Chelsea did some things? No. I've said this in the interviews. I've said this when she's been on here, but I still think that Chelsea is an extremely dominant player, an extremely good puppet master. The fact that she had both Cam and Mackenzie do whatever that she asked her to do for the whole season, and for both of them to admit that they would have took her to the end at the final 3, I was just like that was crazy to me. I've never seen something like that before, and I was just like, well, I have seen it before, but in a while. I haven't seen that in a while. And it's not like she just steamrolled to the end like Derek. No, like she faced adversity. She lost a week from that season where I felt like her game could have easily unraveled, and she recovered very easily. And a lot of the people who were aware of how good she was were too afraid to do anything, because everyone else is doing something else. So it's just like, I got to give her credit where credit is due. And I love Tiffany and I love Chelsea. I think Chelsea was extremely dominant, though. That was a very dominant one. I was very impressed that season. I was watching feeds very closely that year, too. Like, it was a lot going on. So that's why I had her ranked number 1. I agree with Moses and what he said in the chat, which is, I said, but sticking to game, because Cam obviously wasn't bothered by it. She was a very dominant player. So there you go. Yeah.
I agree. And a lot of people forget she was that chip that first week. Do you know what I mean? Like she was that microchip where they couldn't vote. They couldn't participate in anything. And once she got Tucker out, I feel like she went pume. And I feel like that's a lot of work that she put in to get Tucker out. I forget. She snatched up Mackenzie and ran her life. She had Cam. Cam didn't win anything, but Cam was always right next to her, despite some of their tiffs. I don't know. I thought she had a great social game within the alliance, outside of the alliance. Like when Mackenzie was HOH and Chelsea wanted Mackenzie to put up Leah, I'm like, there's no way. There's no way, Mackenzie. She got her to do it. I was like, she worked and worked and worked and got Cam as her little side piece to work too. I don't know. There was just so much about her game that I really, really enjoyed. I like her as a person. I like her outside of the game. I don't know. She just like, to me, she was the dominant force, especially once Tucker left. And what was that one? Who put her? Do you guys remember who put her up? Then she won the
right?
Was it
I think
Turner?
it was Tucker.
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 Yeah, and then she got off. Like I just like how she handled almost everything. I didn't like how she spoke about Cam, but whatever happened between them, they're cool. He was just on her podcast, they're friends. So whatever happened, they worked it out. But yeah, I agree. I loved her.
She was a mini mob boss. And like I thought I was really ready for Leah and Mackenzie to completely steal that season with Angela. And Mackenzie, like I was unaware of like how much work Chelsea really put into Mackenzie until that week. And I was just like, whoa. Because like you guys all just spent the week outside. Like Chelsea's pissed that like Mackenzie and Cam are like flirting and all this stuff. And Mackenzie spending all this time cuddled up with Leah. And then Chelsea was just like Jedi mind trick. Like we're back. And I'm like that was crazy. So that's why I had it ranked above. You know, Katie, I know you didn't agree with that. But that's where that was coming from. It's
also crazy that Leah won that week, janky week, and put up to Core instead of Chelsea. It should have been Chelsea. That's Leah's dump. That's Leah's fault. And then I think it was the very next week, possibly, that Chelsea got Mackenzie to put up Leah.
Mm-hmm.
That was savage.
What I will say, in agreement to Katie, I do think as an overall makeup of a player, Tiffany is way better, right? Yeah. But in terms of performance, because I don't think Chelsea's social game is up to par by any means, but I think her strategic game is very strong. And I will say her strategic game, if not on par with Tiffany, might be even better than Tiffany. That's where I'm going. And that's okay. I think that they both are really like equally strategically. I just think that Chelsea's social game is 10 times weaker than Tiffany's, and that's where I'm going on with that.
What?
I think competition is there.
It was good. She got that. I think
she got comp still.
That Tiffany's the better strategist, but Chelsea had the better social game.
I disagree.
I disagree with both. I don't think that Chelsea in any world is on par strategically with Tiffany. Like Chelsea came in, but I don't think she did well socially either. I think she realized that she should pull in Mackenzie when Mackenzie was just floating around the house begging somebody to be an ally for her. But like in the whole first half of the game, yes, but she didn't go out and make relationships. She wasn't making relationships with other people outside of any alliance. She was with her people, and then Mackenzie ended up becoming one of her people, and that was really it. And she had T-Core, but like Tiffany was with pretty much Tiffany and Sarah Beth obviously was not a great scenario. And like, I don't think she really got along as well with like Alyssa necessarily, but she had Derek. Well, Derek and Ozzy, yes, but I think that was like different. That to me felt more like sibling, less game, and they still ended up gaming together. But then now look at them; they're all friends outside of it. So I don't think that was like, I think maybe like a pressure cooker situation, but. Look at the relationship she made outside of the cookout. I don't think that Chelsea could replicate that with a cast like Tiffany did. She had Claire, she had Derek, she had all these other people that she was cool with, plus her alliance, where Chelsea only had the alliance. And I think Chelsea did more in the sense of like having to play from the bottom, but I don't think she could come in and take a look strategically at the house, put all of those pieces together and say, here's what we're going to do. And here's how we're going to tackle it. And here's how we're going to win the game. Things fell into her lap. And I'm not saying that it was that she didn't do the work to get them to fall into her lap, but she reacted more so than like came in offensively and put the chess pieces into place. She played with the pieces that she had, but she didn't like place the pieces in the places that they were supposed to go. And Tiffany did that and would do it again. And I don't see Chelsea being able to come into a game the same way that in a second. Like, I don't see her being able to replicate her success where I think and be able to enter into a room and be like, here's where this game is going to go. And here's how it's going to play out and blah, 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 blah. Where I see Tiffany could do that, but I think people would see her more as a threat and get her out early. I think maybe Chelsea could go further.
If they both play again, Chelsea's going to go farther.
But that doesn't mean she's a better player.
I didn't say it did. I'm just saying that I just think
yeah. Well, I'm ranking them based on like who I think is a better player overall in their season, but then in comparison to every other cast, which is why I didn't rank a single person from Big Brother 24. Not one person from Big Brother 24 was on my list, and she's the only person from Big Brother 26 that was on my list because they were a bad cast. My list is so lopsided with Big Brother 23 because that was the most strategic cast of the new era, and I think Tiffany was above all of the rest of them in terms of strategy and everything else, where Chelsea obviously was the best person on her cast, but her cast sucked. Same way I feel about the traitors. Rob played a wonderful game, but he played with a bunch of idiots. So does that mean in a house of all-stars, they would be the best? I don't know. We'll have to see. But it's hard to compare when you have somebody who dominated strategically a bunch of other strategic players and someone who dominated a bunch of idiots who were just like singing around the house. And Tucker, who threw himself into every competition because he didn't understand what kind of game he was supposed to be playing.
Well, here's what I'll say. It's almost like picking hairs because this is literally our number 1 and number 2 argument at the end of the day. So it's like, even with like all the cons, there's still like a lot of pros between both of them. And they're both like literally it's like a 2-point difference to me. You know what I'm saying? They're both great.
Yeah, I ranked her 3.
All of those, yeah. On all 3 of our lists are top 3. So I mean, obviously I see the argument for both of them, but yeah. So
I assume Chelsea's rude as hell. Fun. Everybody behind their back. Not just
I agree, which is why I said strategy, not social game. But just to recap for everyone who watched late. I
said she's rude as hell.
Oh
God. Where Claude at?
You remember when Tiffany made fun of Whitney? Oh, it was ruthless.
I'm not saying Tiffany was not rude as hell, but I think Chelsea's also rude as hell.
Both of them are messy. Both of them are messy. But regardless, please, for the people who came in late, Rachel came in at number 10, Sari was number 9, Vince number 8, Ashley number 7, Taylor number 6, Kylan number 5, Morgan number 4, Xavier number 3, Tiffany number 2, and Chelsea number 1. Is this a bad list?
Recency bias in this list.
Really?
You guys, I have to say. I do have to say. I think we should do this again in a few seasons and see.
Yeah.
I think Morgan's too high. I think the Chelsea at number 1, I've said my piece on it. I think if we look back in 3 years, might be a little lower on our game.
Well, let's put it on the calendar, Katie.
Put it on the calendar.
Mark it down.
Listen, this is a fun. Listen, I want to do a whole
Martino's been begging.
More.
Let's talk about Matt Klotz.
I'm the only one that had Klotz. I said in the podcast. I had Klotz on my list at number 10. He got 1 point. He was an honorable mention. That's it. He didn't make anyone's list though. I'm the only one that ranked him. He got 1 point.
Should we say
where's
our
everyone's originals list?
We don't have it written anywhere.
Here, I'll show it. I can.
Have it.
I'll Mine has a mistake.
It's all right. I'll pull everyone's up real quick, and then we can get on out of here. Oh, I'm running late. I just realized something.
Oh, let's hurry up.
Oops.
All right, hold up. I'm so sorry. All right, so just pull it up. Oops, that's not the right. There you go. Just to see everyone's list. So you want to see mine? This was my original order. And you guys can always go back and look at this. This is Janelle's original order. And this is
say it for people who might be listening.
Yeah. I'll go through all of them. So real quick, it is Chelsea X.
This is Isaiah's list.
My list is Chelsea at 1, and then going down to 10. So Chelsea, Xavier, Tiffany, Taylor, Monty, Morgan, Ashley, Vince, Jag, and Matt Klotz.
Isaiah has the craziest list of all the lists, by the way.
I think I have a good list, personally. Janelle has Chelsea, Morgan, Tiffany, Kylan, Xavier, Taylor, Vince, Michael Bruner, Mackenzie, and Sari. And Katie had Tiffany, Kylan, Chelsea, Xavier, Rachel, Sari, Ashley, Morgan, Hannah Chada, and Jag. So
you put
are
Kylan. Go back down on Katie's.
Kylan, I had a
Kylan number 2.
I'm crazy.
That's what I'm saying. I do not have the craziest list.
I think if Kylan and Chelsea played in a season together, Kylan beats Chelsea.
Interesting. So. That is wild, but it's okay.
The only thing I would say is I think that people would like Chelsea more than they would like Kylan.
Yes, I think that's also true.
That
I
would-
don't like Kyland, by the way. I think he's fun to watch on Big Brother the one season, but you will never catch me watching
Go
this man on
Birds,
any other
Chance,
television
agreed.
show.
Go
You don't like
Birds.
him on the challenge?
I do not.
Guys,
don't
I
really
gotta
watch
dip
him
out of here.
anymore
So
anyway.
we're gonna close this
Sorry.
podcast. Listen, we're gonna do a lot more. Listen, I have another podcast. I have 2 more podcasts. Sorry, 3. So we're closing out. But if you join us tomorrow, me, Ganjo, and Cheyenne will be talking about the next Fear Factor episode. And then we are actually with Gia Worthy and Tim going to be doing a ranking of the total drama winners. So we're going to rank all the total drama winners from both iterations. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then I believe on Wednesday, I'm going to be doing another Big Brother podcast with Lavina, where we're going to be not Big Brother. I'm sorry, Traders. I think we're going to do a Traders like fantasy, like brain steal thing where we create our own cast and then just see what happens. So back with the brain steal podcast, very fun. But we're going to play some more stuff.
Survivor.
Here.
I want to do this for Survivor. We need to set that.
We'll
up.
think we can figure it out. We'll figure it out. But all good. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I appreciate it. I miss doing Big Brother podcast. Very excited for next season. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow on everything. And like 5 stars, all that good stuff. Katie, where can people find you?
You can find me on Blue Sky at realsomekatie.bluesky.social and check out Sign the Traders. Isaiah and I, right before this, did our very short finale recap of the Traders season 4. We said it all. So there wasn't anything left to say because we've been saying it every week. We knew where we were going and we got there. But listen, it was a ride that we were on together. So go check it out. Go watch it. Go listen, whatever it is that you prefer. And you can check me out on Blue Sky. But this was fun. I miss Big Brother. This is fun to review all this stuff.
All right. And then how about you, Janelle?
Yeah, I'm Janelle Michelle on everything. I'm not really on Twitter a lot when Big Brother's not on. Blue Sky, I have an account. Instagram, Facebook. All places.
All right. Well, you guys can see us tomorrow. There you go. But until next time, we do a Big Brother podcast. Have a good night, one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.